I'm running out of two things: Hot Pockets and fucks to give. And if I have to deal with one more weld script that mysteriously requires some private asset, I'm gonna run out of both. So here's a small collection of backdoors that I've encountered. Firstly, for some background information, a backdoor in Roblox, or really in any game, is some malicious script or program that is meant to give someone privileged access to your game's backend. And this is usually done by requiring a module script asset from the Roblox website, usually hidden in instant scripts or plugins. So starting off with the classic, we have the require and the hexadecimal asset ID. The way this one works is by splitting up the work that is done to require the backdoor. First, this absolute genius changes getFNV to FNV. And pretty much what getFNV does is it returns an array with all the functions in the scope, the function environment, if you will. Now, this is important because a lot of people who make backdoors will use this to obscure the word require, which is what most people look for when they're looking for a backdoor. And this godlike intelligence we have before us decided to surpass that by splitting up require into inst, adder, and inst, require, and And finally, we have the asset ID as the hexadecimal. All a hexadecimal is a base 16 way to write numbers. Overall, this would probably get past most people who aren't very knowledgeable about programming, so I'm going to give this a solid C tier as our baseline. Next, we have the 8-bit integer escape codes for the letters making up require, again using the getFNV function. I'm sure you're starting to see a theme here. Now, the way this one works is by taking the number value associated with letter, because that's how computers know what letters are, they're numbers, and using them instead of require to obscure it. Where this one fails though, is that it just plainly has the asset ID, making it obvious to anyone with even a little experience that it's malicious. So I'm gonna have to put this one in a hard D tier. Next, we have one of my personal favorites, one that actually had me go on a bit of a rabbit hole to find out how it worked. So starting off, this mad lad breaks it up into 6 different parts. First, he wraps a pcall function into a coroutine, and then he creates a for loop. This for loop has no content, and it only serves to execute the require almost completely invisibly. It's actually so smart. And lastly, he sends a request to a website for a number value, which is an asset ID. The for loop pretty much executes pcall, require, asset ID. What's interesting is that the asset ID is only available via HTML request, and the actual page redirects you to something completely innocent. This even took me a good minute or two to fully comprehend, so I'm going to have to give it an S tier. But not all scripts are that advanced. This one just plainly requires an asset ID, and it's called backdoor script. I think this guy took the hide in plain sight approach. So for the balls in that move, the absolute checkmate of a maneuver, I'm going to have to give him B tier. Next, we have a backdoor pretending to be Cole's admin, again, plainly requiring an asset ID. But I used to play Cole's admin house all the time as a kid. I had like every game pass, even like the really expensive ones. I loved that game. So impersonating that is going to have to put this in F tier for me. And lastly, we have one that's obfuscated. This pretty much is just plainly requiring another asset ID. It's just very hard to read. A good rule of thumb is if someone on your team made something that you need a de-obfuscator to understand, it's malicious code. I'm sorry to tell you, you're getting backdoored. You're getting back shots. Okay, bud? You're getting back shots. Now, I'm out of Hot Pockets and fucks to give. If anyone is wondering, there are those like Hot Ones garlic chicken Hot Pockets. They're so good. If you subscribe, like, and comment, I might give you one. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.